Literally, after that little intro that I just did, I stabbed myself already. I haven't even started anything and I've already stabbed myself in the hand. Day's going off to a brilliant start. Anyway, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip you guys around, and we need to change the fittings on these front struts. So as you can see, they are sort of like push fittings with a nut. I am missing the nut. Well, I don't think I've got it in the box anyway, but I've got new fittings, so we need to give them a little bit of heat and then slowly pry them out because I don't want to snap them in the struts. As you can tell, I have got 3 struts. I've actually got 2 brand new struts and then a used, a used strut and a used bag, and then I've got a used strut with a new bag and then a new strut with a new bag, if that makes sense. And then I've got the rears as well. I would like to clean them, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to clean them and install them at the same time. I just want to get them installed. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so a lot has happened since the last clip. Everything's everywhere. As you can see, all my wiring sprawled out all over the place. I have another car here, which is Mr. Rue, N28 Rue on the Instagram, currently tinting his lights on his 4 Series. But that's not part of the video. What we are currently doing is explaining what's going on with these, because obviously the last clip you saw, I took these fittings out, and I was gonna replace them with these fittings, these little push fittings. Unfortunately, the threads are a little bit different. So it turns out that these little screw threads are not a tapered screw thread, whereas these are, I believe, a tapered screw thread. So they go from a smaller thread up to a bigger thread, which the bigger thread is too big for the struts. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to put these back in. I've bought some PTF tape. I'm going to wrap them in PTF tape, put them back in the struts, and then we have got these, which is a big shout out to guy across the road named Alan. He helped me out with these. These just screw onto the end of that, and then they clamp the hose in it, which is perfect because that means I haven't got to worry about changing these the water trap fittings. I can put the straight fittings back into the water trap instead of having these big old ugly things hanging off the side. Right, so that car's out of the way. It's time to actually crack on with everything that I've got all laying over the floor here. First, I'm going to get to tidying up the wiring, connecting all the air compressor up to the tank, connecting the management and all that stuff, just to make sure everything's all good before we start installing it in the car. And then it's going to strip the car. Well, we're going to get all the management and stuff installed before we do the struts, just in case we don't get enough time to do the struts. I'm hoping we've got enough time. I mean, it's 20 to 12. We got till midnight tonight, so at least a solid 12 hours. Anyway, let's crack on. First task at hand is going to be getting rid of all of this shit. Why anyone would use Scotch locks in this day and age, but I'm now going to strip all the wires back and get rid of the Scotch locks and solder them properly and then tape them all up properly. Mr. Roo here. Oh, it's done. We're at 150. Oh, now it's bouncing back between 150 and 150. Oh. How do I do it? How do I do it? I'm not entirely sure what it's doing, but does that keep the air in it? Yeah. It might air up and that fucking nut will go through your ass. Alright, so guys, now we know that that's all tested and working. I am gonna tidy up this. I've got rid of all the Scotch locks, but I'm gonna tidy up the wires, shorten them a little bit, neaten that up, and then we're gonna start. Well, I'm going to get the tank attached to this bit of wood, and I'm also going to attach the compressor to this bit of wood probably, and then that's just going to be what's going to sit in the boot for now, and I'm going to tuck all of this stuff away underneath, and then we can get to getting the suspension off, well, getting the wheels off, getting the suspension off, and we've got to replace these, and then we've got to get all the bags and stuff in place, ready for it to be slammed. Just like that, we've got my compressor and tank set up on the board. I've put some little, what they call bullet connectors on each end, and wiring loom straight to the battery, goes round, all neatened up, none of that spaghetti junction. I've got my relay that will just get mounted somewhere on the chassis, anywhere, and then we've got my connections that go out to my compressor, bullet connectors opposites, and then this that goes down to my management, and then we've got the wire that goes all the way around here, and that will all get neatened up down the front, because yeah, well, I've got to route that wherever the hell I need it, and then I've got to run a switched power to this cable, which is what will turn everything on and make sure that my bags get air when I turn the car on. Right, so guys, I think we're now in a position where obviously you've seen the basically got everything set up. I've got all the wires where they need to be, manifolds in here. All I need to do is get the struts installed with everything that needs to be installed, and then get the pipes ran to the back. I believe on the rear, because obviously the spring's sitting here, we're changing this bottom part and this long one here, I believe. Wow, that is, the rear end just dropped out like that. One bolt on the top, and then it had a bolt here and then a bolt here, and it all just, well, dropped out together. So we use now empty and ready for air suspensions stuffs. So guys, I completely forgot, I cannot time lapse on this camera because it absolutely annihilates my battery. So I'm gonna switch to my phone if I can, I should be able to. And I'm gonna do all the time lapse and stuff on my phone. So enjoy that, battery's about to die. God's sakes, I hope I brought a spare battery. So we have got hard lines installed into the boot. So yeah, anyway, airlift on this side and on that side both installed with all the lower arms and whatever these back brace things are. And the hard lines are into the boot, ready for, well, ready for air. The rears are installed, just testing them. I don't think I can run my spacers on the rear. I'm gonna have to get smaller spacers, but we are now gonna move on to the front. We're gonna get rid of these crusty old things. You see how crusty these are? Oh, and my bottom. Oh. Oh. Been driving like that for a little while. Anyway, let's get these things off and then start installing the front struts and then running the lines. That's literally it. we got here at 9 o'clock this morning. It is now 20 to 10 and I finally got the front all back together how it should be. I'm now in the process of running the lines to the back. They're going to be following the power cables that run from the front all the way down to the back, and hopefully my turning radius is going to be good enough in there. If not, I'll just pull it through a little bit. Need a little bit of flex on it anyway. And then yeah, well, as you can tell, we've got one left to do. It is 20 to 10, so I am still persistent in getting that other one done tonight, because the car needs to, well, I need it to get home really. So yeah, and I've got to clear up all this, but this needs to be done. So I'm going to crack out the other corner, run the hard lines, and then when it comes to everything being hard lined in and stuff starts going back together, wheels start going back on, I'll catch up with you guys. My camera is literally on its last legs. 46 minutes past midnight. The car, all the struts are installed, it's all plumbed to the back, everything is plumbed in and working. Got everything plugged into the management, or manifold, whatever it's called. I am out of breath because I just want to get this done now. This is obviously just a, this is the exhaust that needs to go out through the floor. But yeah, I just got to tidy up all this and then get my little, whatever it's called, this thing up to the front, and then that'll be everything installed. Obviously this needs to be a hell of a lot tidier. Anyway, battery's about to die. I'm gonna try and find my other battery so I can record some more, but let's tidy this shit up now. And just like that, guys, oh, I am beat for a day. It is 2:30 in the morning. I don't know if you can see it up there. 2:30 in the morning. The workshop is now all clean, spick and span, back to how it was, other than the floors being a little bit dirty, but we'll get them in. Oh, bit of chocolate in my throat, but we'll get the cleaner out Monday morning hopefully. And the E90 is bagged, and not just a dodgy install either, not just a rushed install. Lines are all run out the way, not going to get hit by the wheels. We got near enough a trunk set up. I'll quickly show you, bearing in mind I had loads of shit in my boot already, but this is all shit I had in my boot. But the little tank is just sat at the back there behind a little MDF board with the compressor all hidden behind it. So yeah, that is that for a wrap. I can't believe how well the front wheels sit. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for now. We're going to get some good old shots tomorrow in the daylight after I'm hoping I can clean it. Hopefully the weather stays good tomorrow, and then I can clean it, and then we're going to get some outside shots in the daylight, and yeah, we'll just go through it.